YouTube channel and Daily Motion channel of K.L.P Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is K.L.P Tonight. Thank you. So hopefully you guys are ready for another show here today. It's good to be back in front of the camera for you guys. This past week we've been talking about so much other topics here on the channel and on the podcast shows of On Air with K.L.P. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying that show. It's good to be back in front of the camera, y'all, because you know we're back in front of the camera. This past week of last week we were behind the camera. We were filming a big film, Two Wrongs 2. We've been in production for that film, and of course here in the studios of FX Studios and Raw Pictures, we've been filming Hardline. So you guys don't know about Hardline, go follow my social media account, whether it's on Instagram at K.L.P Entertainment or my personal at Kennedy Lucas K.L.P. We've been filming a lot of crazy things, and I just cannot wait for the next wave of films to come out for sure. Very, very exciting for sure, and I'm very excited to be a part of these projects because, you know, it really goes a long way when you're out there in the field, you're out there working, you really want to be out there in the marketing and in the film world. It's so fun, y'all. It's been one of the most tremendous things that I've ever done, especially being on the set of Two Wrongs 2. Seeing the actresses, the actors, the directors, we're all working together to make such a great movie. It's not so much a PR, but I like to shout out this movie because this is a big deal, y'all. It's a very, very big deal. You guys can see the first one available right now on Amazon Prime Video if you have that subscription, and Tubi TV. So that's why the second sequel that we've been on set and I've been the assistant director of, that's why this film was such a big deal, because we're able to use what we have, use our production company, and to really make something very, very exciting, very, very juicy, very, very spicy for our viewers out there. And again, this sequel's going on Amazon Prime Video and Tubi TV, so that's why it's such a big deal to make sure that this sequel really kicked off with a bang. And I'm very proud to be a part of that project. A huge shout out to all the people that was on set, the actresses, the actors, the director Shale Purcell, the assistant the PA Taylor, Thomas, of course Jay from Focus Films, Dijon Little from DTAI Productions. We had so many great people. Tiana, you know, shout out to everyone who's been on set. That was very, very fun. I'm ecstatic. We actually, believe it or not, we actually do have a group chat that we communicated via our group chat about, you know, what's going on, what's the scene of today. And then we talked about other things that I can't really mention here on today's show, but, you know, a lot of classified things about the film and things we're changing, things we want to do, things we're adding. It's just, it's kind of a family is what I would say. It's my third family, and you know, you never know. It's all about networking, because now with that production company, they told me they had me on speed dial. So you know what that means. When more projects come about and more things, more ideas come about, then we'll have a production to really put it together, and you know, we'll be back to that set. So it's just, it really makes me happy to be a part of that. I'm stoked and I'm very, very blessed. And I can't wait to for the movie premiere. There will be a premiere, and I'll kind of talk about it on the show. Can't really take you guys on the premiere because, you know, it's classified, but I'll talk about it later on in further shows and whatnot. So I'm blessed, and I'm very, very happy about that for sure. Now let's get on to the cool topics that I want to talk about here today on K.L.P Tonight. I try to diversify, y'all. I try to make it different for people out there, because you guys know, you listen to my podcast shows, and I try not to talk so much about the same topics on both shows. You know, you got On Air with K.L.P, that's the radio show, and then you have this talk show, K.L.P Tonight. So I try to diversify the topics a little bit, so that way I have more stories to tell within the week. But I want to talk about HBO, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I've been talking about HBO for the longest time. I told you guys how good the streaming service is. Now, if that's one streaming service that you just do not have, I recommend you going out and getting HBO Max, because it is one of those things where, you know, it's a great subscription. You know, I have it within my phone plan. As you guys may not know, I have AT&T, so I do have that within my phone plan. But if you don't have AT&T as your phone plan, you can still get HBO Max and pay a premium for it. HBO, I've been watching two shows, and it's kind of a show review, the two show reviews here on the show. I like to do reviews because you guys really love the reviews. If you guys haven't listened to the latest podcast, I reviewed yesterday. Actually, it released yesterday. I talked about Black Widow, and that movie was phenomenal. You got to go listen to the podcast so I can give you guys a more in-depth review on that. But two shows that are available right now on HBO Max. They just got released, so it's one of those shows where it's an ongoing series. So what that means is, they filmed all of it, but then they give you each new episode each week. And that's something I really like, that streaming services do that. I mean, back in the day, I used to hate that because I like to have these new shows all coming at me at once. But I really do like it that these shows are ongoing in their catalog, being that they upload every new episode every week. That's something we do here at K.L.P Entertainment with our TV shows, whether it's Death Stranding, Gundam Zero, and now The Sinking City, which is going to be premiered this Saturday. So hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. We do shows we record and we film all of it in one go, but we release each new episode each week. And I really do like that because during the week, I'm very busy. You guys know we do a lot of things here at K.L.P Entertainment, whether it's investments, whether it's logistics, whether it's filming, whether it's production for podcasts and radio shows. We do a lot. So I'm not home to watch TV all day unless it's an off day for me. So I like it to where HBO has it where you got these good shows that come out, new episodes each week, so that way when I'm off, I actually have time to sit down and watch the show. So two shows that I'm watching currently right now. The first show is called The White Lotus. This show is really, really good because you have this family that's going, well, there's two sides to stories here in this show. Of course, you have one family that's going on vacation. They're rich, they're powerful, they're going on vacation to rekindle their family. Then on the other hand, you have two couples that are newly married that's going to this hotel resort to kind of relax. And then within the story, all hell breaks loose. Of course, you've got one of the agents that's work at the resort. At the first episode, she's actually pregnant, but she did not want to let the manager know that she's pregnant because she needs the job, she needs to work. She ended up having a baby on the first episode. Of course, the father of that family got a health scare. He thinking that he has cancer, ball cancer, but he turns out he didn't. And he calls his Uncle Chuck. And then he says, "Hey, Uncle Chuck, I called you while I'm on vacation because I wanted to know about how my dad had died." The dad had died, and the father thought that his dad had died of cancer. But turns out he actually died because he had AIDS. Of course, Uncle Chuck says, "Yeah, your dad died because he had AIDS. He slept with other men." So it was a shock to the dad of the show. He was very surprised because he didn't know that his dad had swung that way. But turns out that story is unraveling. Of course, the wife is a very, very powerful woman. She makes more money than the man. The woman, and I'm blanking out the names, but Connie Britton, she's the actress that plays the mom, and she's really good. I've seen her in all other things like the hit show from I want to say the country TV network. I don't know what it's really called. Nashville. I've seen that show. That show's good. She also played Tracy in This Is Where I Leave You, the movie starring Jason Bateman. And she goes around. She's been in some really, really good stuff. So she's in this show. You have the two daughters, which was very cool because the first daughter, and I'm blanking on the character names. I'm sorry, y'all, but the daughter, I think she made her mark because she's also in the hit movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She was one of the hippie girls in that scene that was crazy, very hippie. They were in that little production studio. She's one of the hippie girls that was the lookout. She's also in this show. And of course, Brittany O'Grady is in this show. If you guys don't know Brittany O'Grady, she plays Simone in the hit Fox show Star, which got canceled, unfortunately. I'm still thinking about why they got canceled, but they did. So it's good that she's expanding in this role. Honestly, I think this is a better role for her because, first of all, it's HBO. I'm not saying that Fox is not a good network, but HBO is also a good network, and you got a little bit more of a juiciness. There's a difference between HBO and Fox because HBO, they have no filter. Like they go all in with their shows. Whether it's this show, White Lotus, I've seen Insecure by HBO. They went all in for that show. Baller, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, they went all into that show. So there's a difference between networks because HBO has that legal contract to go all in and be very creative with their writing and their cutscenes. With Fox, you have to censor it because it's also kind of a family kind of network as well. So it's really cool that she's in this show because she's really expanding out her role, and I think it's a good role for her. The one of the characters, he's the hotel manager, and he kind of reminds me of my old boss. If you guys don't know, I've worked in property management with Marriott International before COVID. And after seeing this show, I was like, how did he get in this show? It's not him, but it just, if you guys have that weird, quirky, upbeat, in your face hotel, and I'm saying if you're working in hotel management, if you ever worked at a hotel, you know you have to have that anal, uptight general manager. And that's that character in this show, and it reminds me of my old boss because he was very he's very up there. He's in your face. You want to make sure things are perfect. So it's very, very cool. It's very, I laugh because it's like, that reminds me of my old boss. It's so weird. This show, White Lotus, is a great show. It's about 2 episodes in. So again, it is an ongoing series. So I do recommend you guys going out and watching this show, The White Lotus. If you have nothing to watch on your HBO Max account, White Lotus is one of those shows that I really tremendously recommend for sure. The next show that I wanted to talk about here on the show, also on HBO Max, it is an ongoing series as well. And I told my friends about this, and they was like, "You watch that? That's weird, Gossip Girl." I know. It's just kind of a flick kind of show. Yes, I watched Gossip Girl. I did. I had nothing else to watch. I saw it was on the catalog, so I took a little spat at it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is it's kind of juicy. You can tell this was a fantasy because a lot of girls in high school don't act like that. When I was in high school a whole decade ago, it felt like a century ago, girls didn't act like that. It was such script writing, it's creative writing. You have these girls who are the HBICs of the private school, and then you have another girl that comes in to be one of the ringleaders, half sister, and there's some drama going on there. Of course, the new girl being into this new school, she rubs off on the bad girls of the popular girls of the school, and now she becomes more popular. And I believe, because there's only 2 episodes in, so this is an ongoing series, I believe that drama will prevail and the new girl will now be the new popular girl. That's just how it is. But then she realizes that she is too popular. She's forgetting who she is. Of course, she's going in there, she's stealing the popular girls, the leaders, going to steal her man. Of course, because the new boyfriend breaks up with the popular girl to go to that new girl because he wants something different. Of course, a whole bunch of other drama. Of course, one of the girls is one of the popular girls' mom is a drug addict. She drinks too much. She's taking pills too much, and she's just very wealthy. But then just don't really care about the daughter. Just throw money her way and go on about her business. This show's pretty good too. You can tell that this was a fantasy because in real life, girls in high school don't act like that. They do not care about popularity anymore. It's a cliche, but it's very interesting to see the story come to life because you can tell, the girls don't act like this. Especially girls in college, you definitely don't act like this. So it's very interesting. I do recommend you guys watching that show too because Gossip Girl it's a good one. I know it's weird for me to say, actually it's not weird for me to say because you like what you like, but I know a lot of people like, dang, Kennedy, you watch this show? Like, that's funny. It's not funny. It's a show. I watch it and it's a great show. That's all I can say. It's a great show. I do recommend you guys watching those 2 shows available right now on HBO Max. If you have your subscription, I recommend you guys watching that for sure. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk new news announcements here on K.L.P Tonight. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, K.L.P tonight. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the show thus far. I was just dancing because, you know, during the commercial break, I was looking at the Old Navy commercial, the newest commercial they did, and that commercial is very creative. You know, they spent a lot of money on the performers, the dancers in the commercial. If you've seen the commercial lately, they just like it's a summer commercial. They vibe and they dance and they getting their thing on. It's a cool commercial. Old Navy, when it comes to their commercials, they know how to run a good commercial. I've seen Old Navy commercials before, and their commercials are just badass. They really are working hard. I don't know how much money Old Navy is generating when their sales, because, you know, not many people shop Old Navy. I mean, a lot of people still do, but not many people still shop Old Navy like they used to. So I remember I used to shop Old Navy, but, you know, I don't even go to Old Navy that much like that anymore. So it's just, you know, I was just dancing because they were just like, they were bobbing, they were weaving in the commercial. It's really cool. I like the commercial. So, of course, to talk more on the news here on K.L.P tonight. Yes, as I told many people before, I am a WWE fan at heart. We grew up with it. It was our childhood. It's no secret the WWE did lose ticket sales in the year of 2020, hence COVID-19, and their viewership and their ratings have went down the drain due to COVID-19 and not having crowds available in their stadiums to watch the show. Of course, this past Sunday, WWE's Money in the Bank was held from Fort Worth, Texas. It was a grand event because now they're allowing the WWE universe to return back to the stand so that way they can watch it live. I do have quite a few Facebook friends that went to this event, and based off their videos that I saw that they posted, they had a great time. It's good to see the crowd back to the shows, I think, and this is something me and my brother talked about for the longest time. You know, with WWE, the crowd makes the show. So we had a whole year of WWE just doing the virtual kind of concept, or the Thunderdome kind of concept, but then their ratings wasn't that great because, you know, it wasn't that interaction that they got. They had to make every ends meet and think creatively in the year 2020 to get their ticket sales back to where they used to be. Now, Money in the Bank this past Sunday was a great show. I must admit, I did watch little snippets of it, and it's good to see the crowd back into the stands because that makes the show. That really makes the show. That makes the show 100% if the crowd is there and they're reacting to what's going on. That what makes a great show. So even though COVID-19 is still available, it's still here, a lot of people are still catching it. It's good that they're still practicing the social distancing when running these events. The crowd was there. They got excited to be returned. And, of course, we have another return. John Cena returns to WWE. You know, he's done with his filming. Over the past couple of years, he's been working on 3 films. One film I can't really recall, but Fast 9, obviously, you can guys see it right now. And Suicide Squad that's coming out later in August. So he's been busy. He's been very, very busy. It's been said, articles has been rumored, it's been said that he will not be a super full-timer, but he's kind of acting like a super full-timer. He's not going to be part of Raw or just part of SmackDown. He's going to be a part of both, which I think this is a great tactic for WWE because it's more money in his pocket and it's more based on ticket sales for WWE. You know, you can't have an A-list superstar like John Cena on one brand because you want him to have him dabble in both shows so that way ticket sales go up and up and up. It's very exciting because when he came back, and, you know, a lot of people cheered for him. We all remember that we used to boo him back in the day, but now he's back because after COVID-19, we haven't seen something this good. So now the crowds are on, he's more of a face of WWE now because he's back. He's leading the ticket sales, and it's good. He's going to be a face from now on. That's just how it is, and that's the direction that they're going with him for right now. Is he's going to be the face of WWE to help boost the ticket sales, and you know it'll work because John Cena, again, a household name. We'll have him. They're probably going to have him collide with other great superstars to get the ticket sales back up to where they need to be. It's good to have the crowd back in WWE. Maybe that can give us a reason to watch WWE now because over the last 2 years, me, my brothers, and my dad, we haven't been watching WWE. post-COVID. We haven't been watching it because to us, it hasn't been that exciting. It hasn't been that up to scale. And we haven't been watching it. And I'm just like, ooh, okay, are we over this? I even asked my brother that, like, are we over WWE? Like, I never thought that that would happen, but are we over it? Is this for real? Because it's our childhood. You know, we've been watching that since I was about 4. So, you know, it's just like, damn, like years and years and years, and we're over it, you know. We've been to Raw before. It was very, very fun. And I was telling my brother, Ryan, I said, you know, if Raw comes back to Atlanta, I wouldn't mind getting a ticket. And all 4 of us, because I remember last time, it was 2019, February of 2019, we went to Raw. And it was an episode where we celebrated Ric Flair's birthday. And it led up to the next WrestleMania between Batista and Triple H. You know, we had a great time because, you know, first of all, it was us guys, us boys going out on a boys' night. And, you know, we got in, we got excited, we watched the show. I scored big. My brothers was like, dang, Lucas, you did good in these seats. You know, we had some really good seats. Because I was telling them when we were booking the tickets, I said, you know, hey, if we're going to this, we need to get some good-ass seats. Like, I want to be able to see. So I'm like, I'll spend the money if we're going to have some good seats. We had some good seats. So, if they do come back to Atlanta, which I think they will, because believe it or not, Georgia is WWE's one of their highest states that enjoys the program, WWE, between the house shows and the actual events at State Farm Arena. So they're going to come to Atlanta within this year, I believe. But I'm willing to pay tickets for a good seat. Hopefully they build up to a great show. You know, I want to pay for a good show. I want to pay for some good entertainment as well. But, you know, it's good to see the WWE's back. I can tell that they've been waiting to be approved to come back from their business board of regions where they have to say, okay, can we come back? Can we have people come back with COVID restrictions and social distancing and temperature checks? Can we have the crowd come back? And finally, they have the okay for people to come back, and people came back, and that's what made a great show. Congratulations to WWE. Hopefully, this goes on. Hopefully, you know, we have a lot of superstars that want to be signed, so that way it can put on a great show. But honestly, it's good to see John Cena's back. He is a part-timer, as his contract. He is a part-timer to be a WWE superstar part-time, because John Cena has tapped into where The Rock is. You know, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, WWE needs Dwayne Johnson. It's not the other way around where Dwayne Johnson needs WWE. WWE needs Dwayne Johnson because he's doing his own thing. He's working his movies. And honestly, John Cena's doing the same thing where, okay, you guys need me because he's booked and busy. He has movies, he has shows, he has his other things going on for him right now. Especially his 3 blockbuster movies this year. He's set. He's set for life. So it's just an extra for him to do and something else for him to do, and you know, WWE realizes that and say, okay, yeah, we need John. Like, well, how much you want? Like, we'll draw up a contract. Let's see what we can do for you because we need you to help us with our ticket sales. It's all business at the end of the day. But it's good to see WWE's back into the ring. They're back into doing things the right way, and hopefully that it will be a good show going on for the rest of 2021. So that's going to wrap it up here on K.L.P. tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show, and also this show will be audio recorded, so it's going to be available for our audio platforms of Swanky 93.3, the radio station, available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible, whatever you got, you name it, we're there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're viewing us, the Talk Show, on Daily Motion and YouTube at K.L.P. Entertainment. Please be sure to follow us. One more thing, please be sure, guys, to follow us and search up our website, of course, our corporate media label website. It is www.lucas904.wings.com/KLPE. And we updated a lot of things for that website. That is our main website. We updated it so much. So if you want to stay connected with us, go check out our website and save it in your browser so that way you don't miss new content for us here at K.L.P. Entertainment. So that's going to wrap it up here on K.L.P. Tonight. I'm your host, K.L.P. As always, drink water every 15 minutes. Stay safe and stay swanky.